You are listening to a True North Eager Beaver Media Podcast. The True North Eager Beaver podcasts are proudly brought to you by our founding sponsors, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, your source for science fiction, fantasy, and cozy mysteries featuring a broad diversity of characters. CanadianTarot.com, your uniquely Canadian online eclectic tarot community and forum, and the Peppermaster, hot pepper sauces made from fresh farm ingredients to thrill your taste buds and expand your mind.
Well, good morning and hello, kids, and welcome to season number 3 and episode number 120 of the Daily Beaver here on Crier Media Network. Today, recording day is Tuesday, May 16th, 2023, and it will be a sunny day early with rain expected for the afternoon here at the Beaver Lodge. I'm your host, the Eager Beaver, pronouns he, him, he, Mr. Beaver, eh? And with me, as always, is my dear friend, Mr. Grizzly. Of course, a big thank you goes to our podcast's founding sponsors, the Peppermaster, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, and CanadianTarot.com. We have a Tuesday morning nibble for you today, kits. But first, we must do the most important thing on our agenda, which is say hello to Mr. Grizzly and ask, how's your mental health today, sir?
Well, hello, Mr. Beaver. I am. Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Still suffering from the ill effects of my allergies. Feeling a little bit better today than I have in the last few, but it's absolute hell waking up every day feeling hungover, feeling like you have a head cold, feeling like somebody beat the hell out of you, and you didn't earn any of that.
I'm feeling that this morning.
Yeah. It's like this just ain't right. You know, if I earned the right to feel this way, okay. It's the Irish Catholic in me. It's the penance one pays for partying too hard. But none of that has taken place. So feeling like this just sucks. And it goes on for weeks, right? Hopefully I'm on the tail end of it now, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's just lack of sleep, which is really odd because the night before I went to bed really, really early, and which means I got up early. So yesterday, I think I was up at 4.
Yeah, that's pretty early.
And I did manage to stay awake most of the day. I dozed off at one point in the afternoon while I was actually trying to curate stuff for today's show. But the important goal yesterday was to try and stay awake in the evening because my beaver sweetie treated me to an early birthday present. Yesterday, we went to see the legendary Herb Alpert.
Oh, yes. He was here in town recently. Or is he coming here? I can't remember. He's either was here or is coming here.
Yeah.
But Okay, that's a treat because do you know what those tickets cost?
Yes.
They ain't cheap, man.
They ain't cheap. With Lanny Hall, his wife
Yeah,
of over 50 years.
and did
Both
you know that
Grammy.
Herb Albert's worth like $500 million?
Yeah.
Why are the
Yep.
tickets so expensive? Is what I'm getting at.
Uh, yeah, it was just a great concert, nice little vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he talked to us a lot, which was nice. He seemed to be rather impressed that he had pretty much sold out
Oh wow.
because apparently last time he had looked, he said, "Oh, we may not be getting a lot of people here,"
Well, I mean,
but he almost
his
sold out.
style is not it's not broad based appeal, right? It's kind of niche, but he is a legend. I
But
mean,
there
he
was
is an
a time he
absolute
was
legend.
filling 20,000 people stadiums,
That's true. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? I mean,
Now,
he crossed over at some point.
he did, but you also got to remember too. A lot of the people that would go to those 20,000 seat stadiums back in the day when he crossed over, a lot of those people are dead.
Yes, yes,
Like
yeah.
Herb's in what? How old is he?
He must be.
85?
Yeah, he's an elderly gentleman. Let's put it that
Yeah,
way. But
yeah.
he's spry and has all the energy. Eh?
Oh, good for
So
him.
yeah, and he's like super. You can tell he's from the era, man. You know,
Yeah.
he started off with a video uh, of Louis Armstrong like this, and he played a trumpet version of "What a Wonderful World." He had videos behind him and stuff.
Nice.
You know,
Don't mind me. I'm
so
just going to fix my
so
glasses.
you're seeing things from his career all throughout, right? When he was filling you know, and when he was doing stuff with Sergio Mendes in Brazil '66, and you know, so you're seeing all of it like almost a career retrospective. And the thing is, you're mentioning generational. I found out about Herb Albert as a result of Janet Jackson doing the song "Diamonds,"
Oh, really?
on which he played, yeah, in the '80s, in 1987.
Yeah.
Therefore,
Well, for me, it's because I grew
also
up
keep
with
your eye on me.
Herb Albert. Honey and the Horn was always, the album was always present in my life. So
Yeah,
I knew who he was my whole
yeah.
life. But
And then there was the album cover for "Whipped Cream and Other Delights," which
yes, yes, yeah.
got a lot of people talking. Apparently, it was shaving cream, not whipped cream.
Mm.
He told us.
Well, yeah, whipped cream would not do well underneath hot lights.
Indeed, and apparently, I did not know that either. But apparently, he founded A&M Records.
Yeah, he's the A
He
and
is the
A&M.
A in A&M Records. Had
Yeah,
no idea. There you go. So picked up a little history, got to listen to some great music. Um, it was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful night out. So
cool.
I'm feeling smooth, even though I'm really, really tired. and would like
Here's
to
the
sleep.
album cover in question.
Yes.
I'm going to show it in a sec here.
We
Whipped
have
cream and other delights.
yes. Yep. That album got people talking. The cover got
Yeah,
people
it did.
really
Yeah.
talking. Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't do that with whipped cream because under the photographic lights at the time, it would have melted quickly and it would have stunk the place up to high
Yep.
heaven. So,
Yep. Exactly. Exactly. We have Kit Tim going Rhythm Nation, best album ever. I don't know if I
it's a
would
good
say
one.
best album ever, but I'd have to agree with you. It's right up there because Janet Jackson's my girl. Janet Jackson is
Well,
my girl. When rhythm,
one of
when
my
rhythm, when Miss You Much came out from that album, the first song,
mhm.
ooh, I was there for it. And then Rhythm Nation came that video, ooh, I was there for that.
Well, I think one of the greatest albums of all time, as stated by Will Smith and the character. What was the character? The zombie movie he was in there in New York City. He was all alone. I Am Legend.
Oh, okay.
There's a scene where he pulls out Legend by Bob Marley, points to it and says, greatest album ever. And I'm like, I'd be hard pressed to argue with that. It's a compilation record, but it has the greatest songs Bob Marley and the Wailers ever wrote and recorded. It's one
Yeah.
of my favorite records of all time. And
Hmm.
when you're feeling down, you put on Three Little Birds. Come on. Come on. If that doesn't lift you up, come on. It's just brilliance. Brilliance. Everything gonna be all right.
Everything gonna be all right.
Don't worry about a ting. He doesn't say ting, I do.
Yes.
Did you know Bob Marley's father was a white man? British
uh,
white man?
I did not know.
Yeah, Robert Nesta Marley. His father's a white man. Yeah, a lot of people didn't know that. So Bob, growing up in Jamaica, had a difficult time because he had a foot in each camp, but he wasn't fully accepted in either one, as a
As
lot of biracial kids, right?
yeah.
You know,
I'm fortunate. I never experienced that. The most I've ever got to experience that was auditioning for To Kill a Mockingbird, and them telling me, "You're not black enough to play Southern Alabama, but you're not
not
white
white
enough to play
enough.
Southern Alabama."
It's like, great, thank you. I've been rejected by both. Awesome.
Would you like to be in the background in the in the court
No,
scene?
no, I want to be up front where I damn well deserve to be.
I
That's what
said
you
yes.
should say, not me. I don't.
Yeah,
I'll
no,
stand in the back. I'll
no, no.
stand in the back.
I accepted being in the court scene because I mean, yeah, when To Kill a Mockingbird is on, if you can be associated in any way,
Yeah.
you do, because it's a pretty important play. Um, yeah. So I had a wonderful night, Mr. Grizzly. Um, it means I'm a little behind on headlines, to be totally honest, because pretty much every time yesterday I sat down to try to curate some news after about 15 hours, the dulcet tones of Peter Mansbridge or anybody else I was listening to made me conk out. So I have a couple of things. I'm not completely up on everything. I know that Doug Ford seemed to somehow advocate for beating your kids.
Well,
I heard that but I haven't seen it, so I
okay.
can't
So
comment yet. I'm way behind.
I did see it, and I can see how people could lean into that and say that's what he's saying, but he never actually said it.
Okay, so that's just
Uh,
weird spin then.
yeah, I watched it, and I kind of get. I know where people are coming from on that. But I kind of have a difficult time supporting that. I have a really difficult time supporting that. He didn't actually say that. What he said to the effect was, discipline starts in the home. Parents have to take care of their. He never said anything about beating kids. He did say he used to get smacked around, but he didn't advocate for doing that. Sure, you could put two and two together and come up with four on that, but I honestly I think it's a bit of a stretch. And look, anybody who knows me knows how much I despise that man. I despise him.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't say that.
Mm-hmm.
You could certainly, you could go there, you could paraphrase it, but he didn't say that. And I think that's important because a lot of people were saying, this is what Doug Ford just said. No, he didn't say those words.
Mm-hmm.
Now, his his answer to the question was a non-answer. And what I thought was best about that episode was the reporter who asked them the question. He went on a rambling speech for about 3.5 minutes and said, basically, parents have to, or discipline their own children, make sure, it begins in the home and blah, 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 blah. And she says, well, that's all nice and good, but you didn't answer my question. And that was the part that I particularly liked in that interview. I'll see if I can find the clip here because I did make a comment on it. So I might have the comment. Let's see. I might have it here somewhere. I'll pull it up.
All right. So that happened, and I was wondering what that was about. So I'm glad Mr. Grizzly gave me a top up there, and we'll be able to see.
I have it right here.
I
have the clip.
Right away.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
There
Didn't
we go.
take long at all. Give me a second. I'll throw it on the screen. It's 1 minute and 21 seconds of, well, Doug being Doug. Just watch this.
Hi, Premier Clara Pasica, CBC.
Hi, Clara.
So first question, more than 3/4 of Elementary Teachers Federation of Ontario members in a survey that came out today say they've personally experienced violence or witnessed violence against another staff person, according to that survey. What is your government doing to tackle violence in elementary schools?
Well, again, isn't that a shame? When we all grew up, that's the last thing you'd think of is hitting a teacher or showing violence towards a teacher. I think, honestly, as well, it starts at home. Man, if I'll speak for my parents. God forbid I ever went up and hit a teacher. I'd get twice the hit when I got home. And I think everyone out there would say the same thing. So, something, it starts at home. You respect your teachers. They're there to teach you, give you guidance, make you a better person. Enough of going after teachers. Teachers, I couldn't do the teacher's job, to be very frank with you.
Well, you're not smart
They
enough.
have a tough job, but for the kids, man, You guys got to get your act together and don't ever go after a teacher.
So that was very colorful, but it didn't answer the question at all. The question was, what is your government doing to tackle violence in elementary schools, unless you're advocating some sort of, notice out to parents or something. But
See, I can see how some people could lean into that and say this is what he said, but he didn't say that. What he said was, I used to get it. If I thought about doing that, I would get beaten at home. He says, it starts like I guess it's up to interpretation.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gone there.
No, I didn't hear what people were saying. I didn't hear. I heard him say, don't hit teachers. Parents need to teach their children not to do that, is what I heard.
Yes.
I didn't hear him say you should start beating your own kids. I didn't hear that at all. I can see how somebody could lean into it, though, like I said.
If I heard that, I would have leaned into it.
Yeah.
If I heard that, that's what I would have heard. I would, yeah. I think it's like Hugh says, Jude's a bully, always has been, and that's the type of
yes.
But what you said about avoiding the question, he went into the folksy thing, right? He wrapped himself up in respect for teachers, which we know he doesn't
respect.
have any. But gee, if, I had done that, and let's be honest, maybe a lot of us, a lot of people of an older generation never thought of actually doing it. But I'm sure there are as many kids that got slapped by a teacher back then who thought thought many a time of slapping back. So this whole thing, you never thought of it. Trust me, a lot of them thought of it. They just didn't have the balls because they knew exactly what you'd say is that they get beaten by the teacher and then they get beaten by their parents when they got home.
Yeah, it went both ways, right?
Right. So
I just thought it was poignant that the reporter said, well, that's all very nice and colorful, but you didn't answer the question.
And that was the thing, right? He resorted to his thing. I'm going to tell a folksy story because I don't have an answer because I'm not doing anything.
Yeah. And I love that she held his feet to the fire on that. More of that, please. More of that.
More of that. Yeah. So I asked you a difficult question. Well, okay, let me do the oh shucks, folks, gosh darn golly gee thing. And I hope you don't miss it. Premier Goofy.
That's exactly what it is. Every single time. I want to say hello to Ren687 watching on Twitch. You can join us on our YouTube channel, Ren, if you like, and subscribe there as well. Yes, so thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in.
And while we're saying hello, let's say hello to Kit Christian, Kit Hugh. Hey, buddy. How are you, my friend?
How's it going? I haven't seen you in a bit.
Yeah. Kit Saucy, Kit Dan. Who else have we got with us today? Kit Elaine, of course. Yes, thank you. Kit Linda M. Lovely. Kit Jen, hello, my dear. Kit Mohan, hello, dear friend. Kit Tim, it's wonderful to see you all here today. Kit Tavi G, of course, let's say hello as well. I hope that you're having a wonderful day and have a great day in store. And a new name, Kit Janet S, that we've not seen before, or I haven't seen before. Good morning to you. Thank you for joining us here at the Beaver Lodge. Welcome. Okay. So we have Doug Ford.
And I want everybody to understand fully, I cannot stand the man.
Yeah, no, but I see your point, and you're right. You can't necessarily confer. You can't
exactly.
So go ahead, parents. This is how you solve it. But again, right?
I can see how people could go to that, though.
He set himself up for it.
Yes, he did.
He should have picked a different folksy story.
Yes.
Let's not suggest about. Don't even put it out there, right? It was like, my parents used to beat me because, I'd never would have thought like the only thing missing at the end of that one was and look at me, I turned out fine.
Yeah. Weren't you a hash dealer, Doug? And you can't come after me for that because it's been written about in the Globe and Mail and the Toronto Star. It's been fact-checked time and time again, and there's hundreds of witnesses to say, yeah, I personally bought hash from that man. So, but I thought, what was it? One of the comments here I thought was rather interesting. Where was that? Let's see if I can find it. It was Who made the comment? Oh, yeah, Daniel. I'll just post it on the screen here. Doug is currently a prick. I hate his government, but I knew him from 1999. Never violent with his kids or staff.
Okay, that's good to know because
Yeah.
because had it actually been like, just, all you need to do to keep your kids in line is just like one little, right? It's sort of like, if you're advocating slapping the children, you're definitely slapping the wife.
Well,
If
that
you're
was the
slapping
old.
the wife, you might not be slapping the children, but if you're slapping the children, you're definitely
It
slapping
was
the wife.
like this. This is discipline. This is abuse.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Backhand is discipline. Forward hand is abuse.
Well, I mean, we've
That was
seen the backhand a few times, right? Don't make me do this.
Don't make me do this. Yeah.
So
yeah. That's the old school thinking. One's discipline, one's abuse.
Exactly. And that's the thing, right? That we're the once a bully, always a bully. Like this, because that's where he goes back to. That's where it's like, we used to solve this the other way.
Oh, Christian, please do tell. That's we're curious. He made high school safe for you. Please elaborate if you could, sir. Elucidate us.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I'd like to see that.
I'd love to know. Yeah, we'd love to know more.
Yeah, and then we have Dan says, I can't stand him either, Paul, but I used to work at Deco.
So you would know. He would, like you said, I'm told he's very good with his staff. That nuance. Everybody has nuance.
He has people skills.
He does.
There's no doubt there. He has EQ.
Yeah, he does.
So that's probably why him and Trudeau get along so well.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Because they'll only go so far. But because I mean,
Christian says,
yeah,
he listened to me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, you were talking with Hugh.
Oh, talking with Hugh. Okay, I'm just not sure who he was.
Yeah.
And then when he said he made high school safe for me,
I was lost there a little bit in the conversation.
Yeah, me too.
Anyway,
me too. I have a gentle correction. Maybe a little less a gentle correction, maybe a little more of a correction to give myself. When I reported on the Trump stuff with regard to E. Jean Carroll, I said a couple of times, so now he's a rapist. Not exactly.
Oh, he's not a sexual serial assaulter?
Sexual battery.
Right.
The reason, but I didn't know why. So as I'm listening more, I'm picking up, more and more in-depth stuff. It seems that the jury was asked specifically about rape, and they said no on that one. All the questions that I read out the other day to which they answered yes, all of them were unanimous. They had to be unanimous. And in a civil trial, the jury is 9 people, not 12. So they had a jury of 6 men, 3 women, and they have to come to a unanimous decision, but on the preponderance of evidence. So that's why in a civil trial, they don't say guilty, you say liable for. So it appears that in the testimony, and now I have to give a trigger warning because we are talking about asexual assault and a little bit how it went down. So I'll give you a couple of seconds if you need to put on mute for a second.
There for a second. Yeah.
Okay. So in her testimony, E. Jean Carroll was emphatic that 45 literally grabbed her by the pussy. All right. So parts of his body went inside her. So he literally grabbed her by the Kit Kat.
She doesn't know this morning. That I'm not necessarily triggered. I'm just sort of okay.
She does. Well, this is early morning for this type of stuff, right?
Yeah.
She is not 100% sure whether other parts of him did. Probably because they're similar size.
Very tiny. Tiny hands. He's got tiny hands.
Yeah. Oh, anyway, I had a joke there, but I'm not going to joke on this one. So because it wasn't absolutely clear whether, I'm trying to choose my words here, penetration, insertion, happened with both parts of the body rather than one. It seems that for the jury was the difference between rape and battery.
Okay.
There, a lot of people would argue it doesn't matter what with. It doesn't even have to be part of the body. It's rape. That would be my personal standard. But that's not what this jury went, and it might have been a compromise to get the unanimous verdict. Maybe not everybody was clear on the rape, but they were all pretty clear on the battery. So yes, so the jury did not find him innocent of rape. They did not find him liable for rape because it wasn't proven on a preponderance of evidence basis. They found him liable for sexual battery. So, and we said we can officially say that the POTUS is a rapist. Maybe we can say, but we can't officially say that the court determined that he is. So, just wanted to make sure that that clarification is put on there. However, the jury heard from two other women who related during the trial how it is that casual conversation turned into sudden unwanted contact in order to establish a modus operandi. And then they were also showed, of course, the deposition, and they were also showed the infamous Access Hollywood tape where he talks about grabbing women by the
vagine.
Yes. So when you put it all together, I bragged about it in a tape, and now I have two other witnesses saying, yeah, this is pretty much his MO. And then, and he doesn't present a defense. And then he has a deposition where, well, Trump is Trump for 48 minutes. And he says, well, they do let you do it, fortunately or unfortunately, because I'm being tried now. So I just wanted to put that there. And another point that someone made that I heard, and it kind of ringed a bell, at the town hall, because he had a pro-Trump audience when he was talking about her, the whole audience was laughing.
Of course
That reminded me of Christine Blasey Ford testimony, Brett Kavanaugh, when she was talking about what was happening to her, and she said indelible in the hippocampus was the laughter.
Yeah.
So there's a pattern there too, eh? Donald Trump made sure that about 200, I don't know how many were in the audience, but several hundred of his, what he thinks are his closest friends were there to cheer him on, just like Brett's buddy was there allegedly to cheer him on.
Well, there was apparently he had a gathering rally in Iowa, which was canceled because the attendance was too low. He said it was because of the weather, but the other reports I'm reading was like maybe 30 people showed up.
That's what happens when you don't have a second act.
Yeah, apparently.
The number one sin on social media and in a 24/7 attention me world is being boring.
Yeah.
If you don't change your act, you get
don't
stale.
last long. Yeah.
Sorry.
Very true. Very, very true.
Bye-bye.
So I'm still trying to figure out why the mainstream media, nobody that I can find online anywhere in the mainstream media has asked or followed up with Pierre Poilievre's office about his comments yesterday or the day before. When was it?
Just going to let it slide.
Yeah, they're letting it slide that he accused the Liberal governments of starting the wildfires in Alberta.
But has anybody in the Liberal government?
I don't think anybody has pursued it. I think they're all letting it slide, which I don't abide by that.
I'm hoping that they're waiting until the Prime Minister gets back.
Maybe, but I do get the parliamentary privilege in the House of Commons where you're basically allowed to say whatever you want and they can't hold it against you. But when he steps out of the House of Commons, he can be questioned by the media about that.
Yes.
I'd like to know why that's not happened.
Yes. And you can say whatever you want, but there are rules. You can't accuse. The reason why they're all honorable is you can't accuse. You can't say you lied in the House. You can't assume that the person opposite, the member opposite, the gentleman opposite, or the gentle lady opposite, or your honorable colleague, your esteemed colleague across, would lie in the house.
Mhm.
So if you can't assume they would lie in the house, you certainly can't be accusing them of crimes started by your government. So this is that is unparliamentary language.
It is.
There's no doubt. I mean, if you can't accuse your colleagues of lying, you certainly can't accuse them of starting wildfires, which would put property and lives in danger for the simple point, sort of simple of making a political point or winning at the nanosecond.
Well, and he's just going along with some of the Take Back Alberta folks are saying out in Alberta. It was started by and they're saying it was started by the NDP government, Rachel Notley's NDP, to sideline Daniel Smith. And I'm like, where do you come up with this shit? And this guy is just, I mean, come on. This is the guy who told us he stays up late at night watching YouTube videos about Bitcoin and how Bitcoin was going to save us. You know what he is? He's this. He's useless, man. Harper endorsed. This man contributes absolutely nothing to society. Compulsive liar? Check. No new ideas? Check. Taxpayer funded? Check. Now with useless plank.
Ooh.
Useless man. Pierre Poilievre or Poilievre, depending upon what part of the country you happen to be sitting in at the moment.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ew, I just saw a fly pass by, and I hope I don't get a Mike Pence moment.
Did you see the Miller Lite commercial?
Yes.
I don't know if we can show that on here though, because it's a
Yeah.
Miller Lite ad. I don't like.
Yeah, brand things are a little tricky. I'm guessing the 30-second rule maybe still applies for that too.
I don't.
I
Well, a
asked about
30-second
ads,
rule wouldn't.
commercials. They're weird. Political
Yeah.
commercials you can. Brand commercials you can't.
Yeah, I know.
kinda
So it's
weird.
like we'd be giving them airtime, but we might get the video pulled if we do it.
Yeah,
So I don't know how to.
it's
how do I
really
parse
good
that.
though. It's
It
really
is.
good.
So here's what
Um,
I'll do. I'll paste a link to it in the chat. It's a Twitter. I'll paste the link to it in the chat, and anybody wants to have a viewing of it, I suggest you have a look at this. It's a 1 minute and 30-second ad spot for Miller Lite. And it's really kind of, it's oddly supporting Dylan Mulvaney
mhm.
in a very roundabout way. It's being
Yep.
supportive of Dylan Mulvaney. It's being supportive of women, and everything they're spitting in here are actual facts too. By the way,
Right.
if you watch the documentary "How Beer Saved the World," it's a largely tongue-in-cheek documentary because they do it in a humorous way, but it's all facts. It's all factually correct. Beer saved humanity
Mhm.
because you couldn't drink the water at one point.
Yep. Indeed. And some of the first brewers, turns out,
We're women.
were women.
They found an ad in Pompeii. They found an ad for beer.
Mhm.
Literally an
yeah.
advertisement for beer on a wall.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I didn't know that, but my Beaver sweetie taught me that. Said that was the thing with the monks back in the day. There was always the beer, like it was like 2 or 3% or something like that. But it was enough alcohol to kill the bacteria.
Yeah. Well, and that's just it, because like I said, you couldn't drink the water.
Mhm.
The water would kill you because it was teeming with bacteria, and they didn't know about pasteurization or boiling or any of that, right?
Right.
It's just strange how it all worked out.
Yeah, boy. Yeah. Latest Elon Musk insanity comparing Soros to Magneto. Yeah. Dog whistle onto a dog whistle. Yeah, I know. Any opportunity. We had some performance art yesterday.
What? How do you make that connection? Magneto.
They'll make
George
any,
Soros is. Yeah.
They'll make any. Just they're tired. They're
So
tired.
Kevin Bacon in it, I guess. There's 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand a lot of things.
Mr.
I've got
Grizzly,
one
we had
whisker that's just in my vision here, and I can't see it in the camera, but it's sticking. It's in my peripheral. You know how you see that one, and I'm like, it's driving me crazy.
we have Christian Leroux said, desperate for attention. Well, sir, good kit. Keep your eyes peeled. We got something for you, Mr. Grizzly. We had some theater yesterday, some political performance art.
Yes, I saw this.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
This
Nazi
is our
Caillou.
friend- Yes, Cryberry Caillou, Kian, Qeean, walking.
Yeah.
Now make it. Oh, did you see his arms just swing right there?
No, I missed that.
Yeah. Well, see.
Oh, yeah,
watch
because
the hand
he
swing.
wasn't handcuffed. He was acting
Right,
like he's
yes.
handcuffed.
So he's got his hands behind his back right here.
Yeah, acting. Yeah, play acting.
Standing. Now, again, I am not one. Okay, kids, as I keep on saying, I'm not one to gossip, so you didn't hear it from me. But in certain cultures, that's boy pose.
Oh.
I will just say that. He's got
Is
the
he a
baseball
twink?
cap. He's twinking it up. He's got the baseball cap and whatnot, and now got his hands behind his back, looking like he's very deferential to authority. And then so he's walking, it's like, oh yeah, like look at this. I'm gonna cut this right here. Like this, got my hands behind my back, walking, very quiet. And whoops, the arms just went down right there. And watch right there. Did you see him swing?
Yeah,
Just as he's going by?
When I was watching that yesterday, I'm like, is he cuffed? And then I saw him walk away. I go, no, he's just performing. That's all it is. He's just a performance.
Yep.
Just a performance.
He wants. Now, I remember that Kian, the way everybody was talking about him, and he wasn't part of my consciousness until we had the quarantines, and he decided that he was going to get himself quarantined to try to go to the quarantine place where there were a few sexual assaults that did happen, unfortunately, and trying to see whether or not someone would come to rape him. And then he was like bragging about, well, he's in his room in the quarantine place, but he put the chair under the door handle knob to make sure that nobody comes and rapes him. Well, if you were so worried about being raped in a quarantine place, why did you try to put yourself in a quarantine place where you are convinced that you could be raped? That's not normal. So that's how he came to my attention. So it's sort of like, gee, I'm going to this quarantine place and, oh my God, I hope I don't get raped. Which kind of makes it sound like, are you sure you don't? And I'm not saying like people want to get raped, but this is how you're talking about rape.
Yeah, it sounds like a fantasy for him, maybe.
You're being like really flippant about it.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, I don't know any person that's like all normal up here that wants to go someplace that they are absolutely convinced, if he's convinced of what he's saying, where they absolutely convinced that they're going to get raped.
Is he a power bottom? Would that make him a power bottom?
I don't know. I don't want to play with that kind of stuff. It's just, this is just sick. It's sick. Yeah. It's saucy, red flag. So this is how this guy came to my attention. Then everything I've seen from him since has literally been living down to expectations.
Well, did you see the lead-up video to the police showing up where the woman who owns the store asked him several times to leave? Did Rachel Nachi's telling you to tell him? She's like, no, I don't want you here. But I'm a reporter. I have a right to be here. She goes, this is my store. I'm asking you very politely to leave.
We have it right here.
She was very kind and patient and polite with him. I would have said, get out of here now before I throw you out.
All right, let's listen. Are the cops here yet?
I'm here for a press conference to ask the ex-premier a very valid question, along with 15 other journalists. Why are you asking me specifically to move? And I'm going to ask you not to report my story. Why are you asking me specifically, a journalist? There's 15 other journalists here reporting your story. You're hosting someone who wants to be premier. Okay, please answer them. Why are you picking me to leave? That is something that is my prerogative, and I'm deciding. And please tell me why that is.
Stop right there.
She doesn't know you that.
That's just it. This is the freedom guy, right? And she's making a free choice in her personal private property, and he can't deal with it.
I don't see a reason to change that plan. I'm going to ask you one more time. Would you please leave? I'm here to ask Rachel Notley, the leader of the NDP, some very valid questions.
No, you're not.
If she's afraid
No.
to answer those questions and she's sending you here to do her dirty work, well, that's your
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
problem. That's why you're
See what I mean? I would have said, all right, that's it. You're out of here now. You got 3 seconds, and I'm grabbing you by the scruff of your neck and throwing you out the door. And you want to charge me for that? Go ahead. But I asked you several times to leave. You refused to leave. You said you had a right to be there. You do not have a right to be in my store if I don't want you here. You're trespassing. How come you're not asking the other reporters to leave? Because you're an obnoxious little shit, and I don't like you. You're an agent provocateur. You're not a reporter. You're not a journalist. You're a shit disturber.
Any pictures of you in my store is bad for my business.
Yeah.
Make the capitalist argument. They love capitalism.
Yeah. They love capitalism and freedom, except when the freedom runs foul.
Yeah, but that right there's that attitude, right? That was the whole pandemic attitude. Well, I want to be here.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, I don't want you here. Well, I want to be here. Well, this is my private business. I'm allowed to decide who comes into my space. We don't want you here, but I'm allowed to be here. I've determined I'm allowed to be here.
Yeah, that's what their
and that was everything with COVID,
version,
right?
Yeah,
that was everything
their
with
version
COVID.
of freedom is.
Because I want. Yes, I'm a vector of infection that could kill people, but I want to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we don't want you here because we all want to stay alive, and we're like sacrificing billions of dollars in the economy to keep things closed so that we can keep people alive and get through this as fast as humanly possible. But I want to be here. But you might make people sick, but I want to be here. You might kill someone, but I want to be here. But I want to. But I want to. But I want to. Again, as we keep on saying, it's not always going to be about your thing. Move on. So yeah, but you know what? What I'm liking is that there's more of this. Anytime he shows up at a media event, people show up at the podium, walk back and leave. Just, like Rachel Notley won't let him into certain events. Like they won't. Good.
That's what Skippy does.
It's not like he
refuses to answer questions.
It's not like he hasn't had 1,000 chances.
Yeah.
The MO is established. The pattern is established. We know what he's about.
Mm-hmm.
It's been the same song and act for years now. There's no mystery. We know what you're here to do. We know how you do it. You document everything. Well, why would I? Well, let's see, because we expect that you're going to do the same thing you did the last time and the time before and the time before and the time before and the time before that and the time before that. You don't have a place
to understand.
You haven't shown that you deserve to be here.
He refuses to understand that in her private place, property, if she doesn't want there and asks him to leave, he is now trespassing. He refuses to acknowledge that because of freedom. Except, the old thing, your freedom ends where my fist connects with your nose. You don't have the freedom to do that.
Yes, he has the right to.
They're not refusing him service. They're not refusing him service.
He's not there to shop.
He's not there to buy anything. He's there to stir up shit.
He's there to make money.
It's just immediately after, like not 30 minutes after that video was posted.
Yep.
He had a new link for a new grift, trying to add money to get the lawyers to pay for an attorney. It's just a grift with this little shit.
Yeah, I believe that he did get charged, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he literally posted a thing. I saw a screenshot of his post trying to grift money.
I got it right here for you, my friend. Thank you for reminding me that we had it. Kian, he really should change that K for a Q. I have been officially charged by the police at the behest of Rachel Notley. Okay, Rachel, if you there's an invitation for you to file a defamation suit. Slap him with one of those while you're at it. Do it. This is the thing. Do it every single time. Every lie, defamation suit. Every trespassing, charge him. File it every time. Once it costs him enough. Once he can't fundraise enough, then he'll stop.
Well, and
You
he'll
have
just go,
to
well,
make
freedom
it
of speech.
expensive.
He'll just
You have to
scream
make it
freedom of
expensive.
speech, which we don't have.
That doesn't
So
matter.
make
You
it
have to make it.
expensive.
You have to make it expensive. It's like Fox, right? $787,500,000, and then about a nearly 1.5 billion stock share decline, and then more along the way. Once you add them all up, you know what? Gee, these permission slips are starting to cost us a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So every single time when he shows up and you ask him to leave, and he won't. And he's the one that's catching it on video. He's standing there with his little thing, making sure he's like framed, whatnot, and standing there and doing it. So you got it all on video. Charge him with trespassing every single fucking time.
Oh yeah.
Let's make this PS send money for my legal bills his 100 time was his full-time job.
He's cried wolf too many times.
Let's make that
way too many times.
Every time, systematically, every freaking time. It's the only way to deal with these people. Every single lie, especially when they've been doing it for 2 years like this, every single lie goes to pattern, goes to motive, goes to pattern, goes to motive. Slap them with one every single time. Tie him up in legal knots.
What can we start mailing him that would really upset him? We should start mailing him autographed pictures of Justin Trudeau.
Shirtless.
Shirtless Justin Trudeau on the beach with his surfboard.
Or weighing in.
While getting vaccinated.
Oh, yes, the gun show. Oh, man, I tell you. Yeah, so I've been officially charged by the police at the behest of Rachel Notley. I need to get a lawyer now. I'm going to keep asking Notley the important questions, no matter how many times they charge me. Please help me lawyer up here.
Here, let me pull up the fainting couch. Some days.
I know. I don't know if our friend Max has has a little bit of a streak in him. Max Fawcett of Canada's National Observer, because he, in response to Kian asking for money, if you will, Mr. Grizzly, he put up a thing of a Kian Bext versus Canada Land et al. Statement of claim. And it says, notice to defendants, you are being sued. You are a defendant. Go to the end of this document to see what you can do and when you must do it. It's like, gee, yeah, you do have a little habit of getting sued. I mean, right?
Yeah.
I love it. Just that little, that little slide in there. Oh man, tell you, this guy. And now, of course, right? Like, Notley proves that she's a fascist, and yes, oh yes, there we go. The counter signal. There it is. There's the grift right there. Help us hire a lawyer for Kian. Is there anybody else at the counter signal but Kian? I don't know if there is, but if there is, then who's this us? Who's this us?
He, himself, and he. I don't know.
I'm hoping there's more than one person that counted, because now we're getting to the part where Kian's starting to talk about himself in the third person, and that's never good.
He's just a little shit gibbon.
Talking about yourself in the third person is pretty much the same thing as being a politician that wears a bow tie. It's pretty much a sign you're going to be a dick. The only question is how big it is. Not all of them, but the majority of the time, Stephen LeDrew wore a bow tie, turned out to be a dick. Tucker Carlson wears a bow tie, turns out to be a dick. Daniel Turp wears a bow tie, dick.
Not a lot of bow tie sporting gentlemen aren't.
Just saying. Oh, here we go. We have in Alberta, we have a Lake of Fire, Part 2. Yes, apparently that lady from Lethbridge who is no longer in the running, who wore that white knit sweater. Oh, sorry, white knit sweater and crucifix, and claimed about teaching pornography to children.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here we go. Another one, Mr. Grizzly. UCP candidate Jennifer Johnson claims in newly unearthed audio recording that teachers exposing elementary school children to hardcore pornography while Manchester children are being chemically castrated. So this is a
It's a
thing, then,
repetitive
right?
theme.
It's not
Yeah.
just a one-off, right?
It's a theme with them.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Grizzly, do we have a show?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, Kit Saucy, we're only on part 2. Oh dear. And we're probably on more than the boat tie, but all right. Oh, by the way, inflation numbers are going to come out today, and then there was a big debate thing in Toronto where somebody rushed the stage too, so people are losing their
Yeah, that
minds.
guy has mental health issues.
Yeah. All right. So yes, we didn't get to touch on that, but we are aware that they happened. Kits, that's this episode of the Daily Beaver podcast. We hope that you loved listening to us because we love making this for you. Remember that sharing is caring and word of mouth is priceless. So let your peeps know about us. And because democracy is something that you do, if you have a couple of loonies hanging around that you can donate to the Red Cross, it seems that funds are being matched 4-1, 3-1 by the federal government, and another 1 by Rogers. Hope other companies decide to match with that. That would be nice because Rogers is matching up to $1 million. And also make sure that
That's good.
you put a pen to paper and write to your MPs, MPPs, senators, media, and beg for asking the follow-up question and beg for doing what that reporter did. You didn't answer my question. We want more of that. We want more of that. We'd love to hear from you, so please reach us on our Facebook, True North Eager Beaver, Twitter at True Eager, email truenortheagerbeaver@gmail.com, and our pod page is podpage.com, the True North Eager Beaver with a hyphen between each one of those words, and that's where you subscribe so that we come to you when we have something ready. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, smash that button, subscribe. We really need that. And if you would like to help us do more, well, then you can go to our coffee page. That's ko-fi.com/eagerbeaver, or use that QR code by Mr. Grizzly's finger right there. And that's where you can go to make a contribution to our emergency hot chocolate, Guinness, and a coffee fund. So thank you very much. From the Beaver Lodge, this is your Eager Beaver saying, until next time, dear kids, it could be a tough world out there, so please be kind to and gentle with yourself. A few words of wisdom, Mr. Grizzly?
Get your umbrellas out and put your raincoat on. We're going to get wet today, and not in the way you want.
There you go. All right, Mr. Grizzly, please roll them credits.
You are listening to a True North Eager Beaver media podcast. The True North Eager Beaver podcasts are proudly brought to you by our founding sponsors, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, your source for science fiction, fantasy, and cozy mysteries featuring a broad diversity of characters. CanadianTarot.com, your uniquely Canadian online eclectic tarot community and forum, and The Peppermaster, hot pepper sauces made from fresh farm ingredients to thrill your taste buds and expand your mind.
Have a good day, kids.
See ya.